It sounds like you could have hyper specialized in a number of different areas. You could have done a lot of good in a number of different places. I am curious as to what led you down trucking in particular.
Well, first of all, I did not have a lot of trucking experience at that time, and I was floating around trying to decide what to do. I took some business cases. I took a Fair Labor Standards Act case. I took a case against a broker in a real estate deal. I mean, at the time, there was also a lot of tort reform talk. I didn't know what was going to happen in the industry. And then for a couple of weeks leading up to a particular night, everything that it's felt like everywhere I turned, it was trucking. I even got, I'd turn on the TV and there was, a truck wreck. I would look in the paper and there's a truck wreck. And, everywhere I looked, it was trucking. I even got on an airplane and somebody had left a copy of a publication called Transportation Topics, which I still am a subscriber to now. And it was open to a truck safety article, in the seat back pocket in front of me. And I'm like, really? I mean, somebody's trying to tell me something here. And so within a few nights of that airplane ride, I was tossing and turning in bed, and it was well after midnight. And the internal dialogue for me was, it's time to figure out what you're going to be when you grow up. And, it's got to be specialized, but what's it supposed to be? Well, I think something's saying to me I'm supposed to do this trucking thing. I don't know. Trucking is different than auto products and med mal, because people are happy to send you the product case. They're happy to send you the med mal case because of the cost and the risk of those cases. But people look at truck cases as kind of a gem case, and they're not going to need to refer the case. But they're not really specialists in it. Neither am I. I mean, I wonder if there is enough to dig into to really make this a specialty onto itself. And long and short of it is, about 3:00 in the morning, I decided that I was going to be a truck accident lawyer. And at the time, I know now lawyers look around and they see ads everywhere. Everybody's a truck lawyer. At the time, people laughed at me. I mean, the next day I went in early in the morning. Literally, it was the first time I was energized in a long time. I went in, I was waiting for my, at that time, staff of one person to come in who left with me from my old firm. So I could tell her what my, midlife crisis moment was, or what I was thinking. And I was taking myself off of all these boards that had been put on. I was sending messages to people who were on these product boards that I was on for the fuel fed firework that I had been doing. And I had gotten some notoriety and gotten put on some national boards. And I was writing to them. I went to sleep last night an auto products lawyer. I woke up this morning, I'm a truck accident lawyer. And people who were up that early were responding to me saying, what did you drink last night, man? I mean, first of all, you've got this incredible practice where, you're making a lot of money, and you're just going to stop doing that? You're going to stop just like on a dime? And my response was, yeah, I'm already stopped. It's done. That's in the past. And so about 8:15 that morning, the phone rings. And you got to understand this. I had no trucking cases when this decision was made. I pick up the phone. I'm in my new little office, which is I'm renting space from a good friend of mine, all on my own at the time. And this lady with a kind of a far off voice starts to talk to me. And she said, is this Joe Fried? I said, yes, ma'am. How can I help you? And she said, at 3:00 this morning, my husband was killed. And I said, I'm so sorry to hear that. What happened? And she said, I don't know, but I don't know what happened, but I know that he got hit by a truck. And I thought, really? I mean, this is some weird stuff, man. And this is almost like, did I cause this? No, I hope I didn't cause it. But that's kind of the thought I had. I said, well, how did you know to call me? And she said, I don't really know how I have your name. And she called me. I mean, I don't know if somebody in law enforcement gave her my name. I don't know if, at the time I probably had a website, but I certainly wasn't a trucking website. And of course I said, well, don't talk to anybody else. I'm on my way to come see you. And right about that time, my one staff person came in and I said, we're now a trucking firm. That's what all we're doing. And I'm on my way to sign up our first client. But from the moment I made the call to do this, I blew up the other bridges. You can imagine I continued to get phone calls for product cases that would have been multi-million dollar product cases. I turned them down instead, and I didn't have many cases. Instead, what I did is I took a lot of steps to become a real expert, subject matter expert in trucking, studying the regulations, studying the training, studying what does it mean to be a CDL driver, all the things that I now go around the country and try to teach other lawyers about, and started to develop. It was the early stages of developing what I now believe to be best practices and that I teach about all over the country. It's been an amazing thing, and it really feels like I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to be doing.